Fyodor Dostoevsky is one of the few writers whose name alone feels heavy with meaning. When people read his books, they do not simply follow a story. They face questions about life, pain, freedom, and belief. His novels are not comfortable. They are honest. They force the reader to look inward. This is the story of a man who suffered deeply, stood close to death, lost everything more than once, and still chose to write about hope, faith, and the human soul. Fyodor Mikhailovich Dostoevsky was born on November 11, 1821, in Moscow, Russia. He grew up in a religious and disciplined household. His father was a military doctor who worked in a hospital for the poor, and his mother was gentle and caring. As a child, Dostoevsky was quiet and sensitive. He spent much of his time reading. The Bible was especially important to him, and many of its ideas later appeared in his novels. When Dostoevsky was 15 years old, his mother died from illness. This was his first deep experience with loss. A few years later, his father also died. Some believe his death was violent, which filled young Dostoevsky with fear and guilt. These early tragedies left strong marks on his mind and shaped his dark and emotional writing style. Dostoevsky was sent to St. Petersburg to study military engineering. He did well in school, but his heart was not in it. He felt trapped by rules and routine. At night, he read books instead of studying mathematics. He loved writers like Shakespeare, Goethe, and Pushkin. Slowly, he realized that writing was not just a dream, it was his purpose. After graduating, he left the military and chose a risky path: life as a writer with no stable income. In 1846, Dostoevsky published his first novel, Poor Folk. The book was praised by famous critics, and overnight he became known in literary circles. For a short time, he felt successful and respected, but fame brought pressure. His next works did not receive the same praise. Critics turned against him, and his confidence began to fall. At the same time, Dostoevsky became interested in political ideas and social justice. This interest would soon change his life forever. In 1849, Dostoevsky was arrested for taking part in a discussion group that criticized the Russian government. He was sent to prison and later sentenced to death. On the day of execution, he was taken outside with other prisoners. They were tied, blindfolded, and told to prepare for death. At the very last moment, the sentence was changed. Instead of death, Dostoevsky was sent to a labor camp in Siberia. This moment, standing face to face with death, changed him completely. Dostoevsky spent 4 years in a harsh prison camp, followed by years of forced military service. Life in Siberia was cruel. Prisoners suffered from cold, hunger, and violence. But it was also there that Dostoevsky truly understood human nature. He lived among criminals, murderers, and thieves, and saw that even the darkest people still carried pain, regret, and hope. During this time, his faith became stronger. He began to believe that suffering could give life meaning. After returning from Siberia, Dostoevsky began writing again, but life was still difficult. He struggled with epilepsy, gambling addiction, and constant debt. Despite this, he created his greatest novels like Notes from Underground, Crime and Punishment, The Idiot, Demons, The Brothers Karamazov. These books explored guilt, free will, morality, and belief in God. His characters were broken, emotional, and deeply human. In his later years, Dostoevsky finally gained respect and stability. Readers saw him not just as a novelist, but as a thinker who understood the human soul. Fyodor Dostoevsky died on February 9, 1881, in St. Petersburg, Russia. His funeral was attended by thousands, a sign that his voice had reached far beyond his lifetime. Dostoevsky did not write perfect heroes. He wrote real people, weak, fearful, hopeful, and searching for meaning. More than a century later, his questions are still alive. And as long as humans struggle with guilt, freedom, and belief, Fyodor Dostoevsky will never be silent.